supposed to be teaching a class here, but no one's here. So I thought I'd film a little video and say hello and give a quick update. I'm gonna close the door 1 second. And as I get up, you may take note of my belly. Baby number 2 on the way. "21 weeks now, so she, another girl, is due June 15th. So they'll be about 2 years apart, her and Ruby. And I have not taught nearly as much during this pregnancy. And oh, my body can feel it. So this is my first class back, but I thought I'd do just a short little series if anyone wants to join me. So, hope you're on your mat. Let's start off in child's pose this evening. This will just be like a quick little series for us. Start to sink down. If you have a big belly like me, you might want to open the knees extra wide, but knees together are always an option for child's pose as well. And let that forehead rest as you just start to tune in and check in with the breath. The sound of it, the feel coming in and opening, expanding your body, and then helping you to soften and relax even deeper. And start to make your way up to tabletop, to all fours. Make sure you have the wrists, elbows, and shoulders aligned, the knees falling underneath the hip bones so they're not wider than the body. And let's just cat-cow a few times. So drop the belly, squeeze shoulder blades as we look up with our inhale breath. And exhale. Tucks the tailbone under, curve that spine, look towards the belly button. And keep moving with your breath. Follow that inhale into looking up, scooping the back, and let that exhale lift everything, curve the spine, root to rise. A few more on your own. And find your way to a nice flat tabletop neutral spine. Let's turn the fingers towards the body. Gently walk up and down on the hands a few times. Counter pose for day-to-day life. We're usually holding things with our hands in a few different ways, but not so much turning them to their full potential, stretching them out, moving them. Keeping them healthy and limber. Let's roll out the tops of the hands now on the mat. And start to make your way down to a seated position. Any cross-leg position is fine. Welcome to use any props here. Sitting up on a blanket can be nice. Putting anything underneath the hips if you need a little bit more of a lift there. So listening to your body, especially if you're joining me as another prenatal yogi right now. And let's just take a big inhale, reach up, open up. Relax shoulders, but keep those arms lifted. Root down through the tailbone, through the hips, but see if you can still find this lift in the back of the body. So it's that idea of root to rise, to get taller. And we'll keep our left sit bone really rooted down as we bring our right hand, walk it over, don't lift up, and reach up and over with that left arm. Can look up underneath the shoulder. A few big breaths. Or you might play around with what it feels like to look down. But open up those side body, open up the lungs, take a few more big breaths here. For a little extra core strength, lift up through that left hand and then let your right hand follow it. So you're not just pressing up, you're working a little harder. Left arm down, root that right sit bone. Walk, walk, walk it out, reaching up and over. Yogi's choice, looking up or down or a bit of both. Try not to collapse or fold into this left side. You're still kind of getting long through there too. Breathe into the lungs. Create a bit more space, which I need. Reaching through right arm, left arm comes up nice and strong and hands through heart. Let's just take a moment to breathe here. If you haven't yet, set an intention for your day, for your practice. What are you working on to be the best version of you? We're going to stretch those legs out. Take note of which foot is on the top or in the front, because we're going to switch it. So don't forget, mine was the right side. What was yours? Shake out those legs a little bit. Let's open them up to the sides. Reach here in center. Props are great for this one too. Relax those shoulders. So if you have blocks and you want to use your blocks or bolsters or a yoga strap, as we do our bend to one side or the other, those are some options for you. Let's turn to the left side now to start. Find some length first, reaching tall, straight spine. And once you find your comfort zone, then soften and melt into it, chin towards chest. About 3 big breaths here. Start to walk hands back towards center. Find your way back to the middle. Let's roll shoulders out a bit and reach. Falling over that right leg now. Remember your length, 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 and then soften and melt into it. And come on back to center. Let's cross legs. The opposite leg comes on the top or in the front this time. Hands to the knees, and we'll just start to circle around a bit. So inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. If cross legs isn't the most comfortable, soles of the feet together is another good option. A couple more in the direction you started. And then switch directions, circle around the other way a few times. And then let's come back to center and take soles of the feet together if you're not there already. Again, really nice to put bolsters or blocks underneath the knees if you'd like a little bit more support. And we'll take a similar motion in the spine to what we did in cat-cow. So hands can rest on the ankles. Inhale to come forward, lift up, look up, open up through the front of the body. Exhale, sink back. Look down towards belly button. Couple more breaths. And one more. Sitting up nice and tall, we can stretch the legs out in front now. Give them a wiggle around, move those toes. And we'll swing legs back behind us. Coming through tabletop. Remember that good alignment, wrists, elbows, and shoulders stack, knees are under hip bones. We'll tuck our toes, lift up to our first down dog. Relax the chin towards the chest and just start to bicycle those knees back and forth. If down dog is not comfortable, you could drop back down to knees and do a little bit more cat-cow or find your own kind of flow with the hips. Just know that this is your practice. Listen to your body. Rest when you need to. Modify as you see fit, and I'll try to give you options as well. Let's go ahead and start to walk the feet and the hands towards each other. I'm going to take a nice wide stance with my feet, really let belly sink down. Yogi's choice. If you want wide stance, or feet can be underneath the hips. So especially for my expecting yogis, we want to be extra cautious, extra careful if we get dizzy of any blood pressure changes. But for everyone, a good practice as well to really come up nice and slow. So let's bend the knees a little bit. Hands can come to the legs as you start to uncurve that spine. Really slow and easy transition back to standing. Or I guess to standing. My head got cut off. As you find your way into standing, go ahead and take a look at your feet. Make sure that they are both facing forward and that one is not turned out more than the other. And we'll just move through a vinyasa flow a couple times, and then we'll take a rest, moving towards final resting for our short little practice. So our vinyasa, honoring the sun, honoring life, honoring growth. Inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive forward. Forward bend, wide-legged for me on that. And then halfway up, so hands can be on the shins as you find a flat spine and look forward slightly. Come on back down. Tiptoe, step, or jump. Find a push-up position for a moment. And then we'll go right back to down dog. Lift hips. Look forward in between your hands, and you can tiptoe, step, or jump, or waddle in my case, to forward bend for a few breaths. And start to take that slow transition back up towards standing. And roll shoulders up. And let's get it again. Inhale, reach to rise. Exhale, swan dive forward. Halfway up, forward bend. Exhale, step, tiptoe, jump. Push-up position for a moment. This time, let's drop the knees and take those knees nice and wide if you'd like, coming into a child's pose for a moment. In whatever stage of life you're at, growing, evolving, welcoming change. The child's pose reminds us to find that childlike spirit as well, to not take life too serious. Enjoy the moment. And from this child's pose, find your way back to all fours, tabletop. One more little challenge before we rest. Keep your left hand rooted down. You could fold your mat to get a little extra cushion, or put a blanket underneath that left side if you want a bit more support. Right arm will reach, left leg's going back. Just 3 times now. Tap those back toes on the ground, lift it up, tap and lift, tap and lift. All right, we'll switch sides, right hand down. Reach that left arm forward, right leg back, nice long spine, and 3 times tap the toes, lift, tap and lift, and tap and lift. All right, yogis, go ahead and find your way down to your mat. Welcome to use props, bolsters, blankets, whatever you'd like for your savasana. We won't be here too long. For my expecting yogis, if the back is uncomfortable, going on your left side and even sleeping on that left side is a good place to be for helping out with digestion and creating more space. Either side works, but that left in particular would be a good suggestion for you. In your Savasana, close your eyes, let your breath flow as it would like. Finding some gratitude for your health, for being well enough to move and breathe and practice. Begin to notice your breath again. Start to wiggle your fingers and move your toes. And let's bend the knees, find our way over to either side, over to this fetal position, comfy, cozy. And slowly, gently start to make your way up to any kind of seated position that you'd like. And let's bring our hands to heart center, honoring the health of your mind, your physical being, your body, and your spiritual path. Namaste. Thank you for practicing.